guys, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, and today we're going to talk about lighting, or more specifically a film light. So if you're like me, I'm a wedding photographer. I always dreaded the sparkler exit photos or any kind of dark exit because my style is a bit on the lighter side. I wouldn't classify myself necessarily as light and airy, but I like a bit brighter photos. So I was having a really hard time making like the sparkler exit, sparkler send-offs look the way I wanted to, and I was shooting it primarily with a traditional flash, like the flash that you put on your camera. And again, just wasn't looking the way I wanted to, and I also felt like my camera couldn't really focus if it was too dark. Like if we didn't have a lot of people with sparklers there, I was just having some difficulty with that. I was photographing with another photographer one day, and she brought a film light, and this specific film light that we're going to talk about today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. So in this video, I'm going to share my review of this film light. We're going to go through it, and as well as some other film light options, like one that I purchased before, and then I'll show you some before and after photos, like before I started using the film light and after I started using the film light. We're gonna go into all of that in this video. I will say every person that I've showed this film light to, other photographers, other videographers, everyone's like, send me that link. I have to buy it. I want to buy it. So we're gonna just get right into the video. And if you're watching this video because you're struggling with maybe your sparkler send-off pictures, I know Joy Michelle, she has a video going through different ways to photograph a sparkler exit. I will find that video and link it down below. Honestly, that video made me want to get a film light because I like the look of that a little bit more, but I know there's other options out there. I've shot some without even a flash. Okay, and I know there's other options with, you have off-camera flashes, somebody behind with a flash. There's lots of things that you can do with sparkler exits, but I personally like the film light look a little bit more, but that's just based on my personal style and preference. So I wanted to add that in. I will link that video down below after I find it. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, like shopping on Amazon for this kind of stuff, there are so many different kinds of film lights. So I had a video I did a while back when I did like an Amazon gear haul, like my most recent Amazon gear haul, and in that video I purchased film lights. They were the newer brand. I believe they were less than $100 for 2 of them. And I ended up returning them and not using them because they were on stands. Like you had to have them on the stand, and you also had to plug them into a light or a power source. So they weren't battery operated. And for what I was looking for, I really wanted something to be battery operated. Like I don't want to plug it into, you know, a portable battery, hold the stand with the light on it, and hold my camera while I'm directing poses and like also walking backwards through the tunnel with my couple. Like it just would have been way too much stuff, way too many things. So instead I wanted something that I could put on my camera. But that is also a great option if you're looking for a film light that's on the less expensive side. I've seen photographers hold the stand and the camera and walk backwards. Like it's just, for me personally, that's not what I wanted. So that's definitely less than 100. The Rotolight that I'm reviewing today is between, I would say, 150 to 250, depending on if you get it on sale. Right now, this is like January something, 2022. It's on sale for like 160 something, so, you know, if you get it on sale, it could be cheaper. I got it for $199, and I think it normally is like $250. Okay, so it came in this box. I unboxed it a while ago, obviously last year, because I used it for weddings, but I kept the box for purposes of this video. In that box came this nice case. It has, of course, the brand name on it. It's a Velcro case. It comes with like the instructions and then different filter things to put on the light, so you can do different colors if that's what you're into. But yeah, it's a nice little pouch to store your light in. And then let's get into the actual light itself. So what I really liked about it was, here's my camera. You can put this on top of the camera. So when you're shooting, okay, you don't have to worry about it. Like, it definitely needs to be tightened on my camera, okay? But yes, you don't have to worry about shooting. So that's one big reason why I bought this. Another great thing about this light is that it can also be used as a flash. Like, there is a setting in here that I have not used, but you could just use this as your flash. So push the shutter button, it lights up, but it's not a continuous light like it normally is, okay? I will also say that this light it is battery operated. Let me try and I gotta take it off my camera, hold on. Okay, it is battery operated. How did I get this off the first time? Now I can't get the batteries, okay. It takes 6 AA batteries, okay? And I will say Duracell batteries will not work in this. So they suggest that you have specific high power batteries. They do sell batteries themselves, rechargeable batteries, if you can believe it. I don't have those. I have like the Energizer Max in there and they've worked so far, but I will say they do not recommend doing that. They recommend getting their batteries to use in this. And I remember the first wedding I took this to, I tried it out that morning with like Duracell batteries, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not working, what the heck? And then I read that it needs higher power batteries, so then I stopped at Walmart and got the Energizer Maxes, and it works with those, and I haven't had any issues, but I also haven't had it on for like a significant amount of time to where any crazy thing would happen. It's really just for exits. And I turn it on at like the last possible moment because this puppy is bright. Going into it, you'll probably need to buy additional batteries or purchase the batteries that come with it, or this brand's batteries, the rechargeable ones, whenever you buy this, okay? So kind of a close-up version. So here it is. Here's the Rotolight. Here is the little, I don't know what you call this part that goes into your actual camera. Oh, you can't see. So here it is screwed into an actual camera. You can tighten it down on the base. So I'm gonna take it off really quickly, well actually no, I'm gonna keep it on here, okay? We're gonna keep it on here to show you this light. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this up a little bit, just so you get the full experience here. Like I mentioned, it came with this little pouch, which is really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light on here. So it goes through Rotolight Neo 2, and then it turns on. So here's the light. It is very bright. This is at 1%, okay? This is at 1% brightness. We're going to turn it all the way up to 100, slowly. So right now we are at 25% brightness, okay? In my camera, it looks just absurdly bright. This is 25%. Now we're gonna move up to 50%. 50%, and you just use it, the knobs on the back, which I'll show in a minute. 50%. Let's go, oh, we're at 89%. All the way up. Here is 100% brightness. Like, in my camera, you can't even see anything because it's so bright. Okay, we're gonna bring it back down to 1%. Okay, so here's 1% brightness, but one thing that I really like about this light is you can adjust the brightness, but you can also adjust the temperature. So it's warmer and it's cooler. Maybe you can't tell that much. Here's cooler, here's warmer. That's something that's really important to me. If you're trying to resemble more of the sun, you want a warmer light, but maybe you're in a really warm situation, like maybe there's a lot of orange or something, like on the walls. Maybe it's a barn with a lot of like orange shiplap, but it's not shiplap. I forget what that's called. Maybe you want a cooler version. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it around and show you behind. Okay, so here's what it looks like behind. You can see here's the temperature here. Let me turn it off. To show you. So the power button's just right here. It goes through Rotolight Neo 2, turns on, okay? So the brightness right now is at 4%, but as we can see, we can take it up to just absurd heights, okay? All the way down to even 0. You can have this on and have the brightness down to 0. So we're gonna put it back at 4. And like I said before, this other one controls the temperature. Okay, so you can see it's a lot cooler and it's a lot warmer, okay? So if you push both of them at the same time, it takes you to the menu. So through the menu, you can do flash, fade. Can we see everything? Yes. There are a lot of different kinds of controls, right? These both do the same thing. So we can go through flash, I guess the speed of the flash, perhaps. You see that? Can you see in the camera? Setting it as a potential flash. But for me, I don't really do that. I use it as just the film light. So it is really easy and honestly not super heavy on my camera. I think just a really, really great option for a film light, specifically for even videography. I was working with a videographer and they said that this would be a great option for them as well, because a lot of videographers use, mirrorless cameras, and so they can add this on top of it. So again, great option for photo and video light. I just really, really think it's nice. Okay, so the first time I ever used this film light was in a wedding in November, and it was an interesting wedding. It was beautiful. I loved the couple. It was great, but it's really tricky after daylight savings, like late fall through the winter before daylight savings happens again, because the sun sets so early. So we were kind of in a rush to beat the sun, and it was really, really difficult. So after their ceremony, we took a couple pictures like right outside the church, but then we went to a different location for their more photos. So their reception was off-site, or was their ceremony off-site? Ceremony at a church, reception at a reception hall. Okay, we're all on the same page. By the time we got over to the reception hall, with all the traffic and parking and everything, because this was downtown Durham, it was dark. Let's be real, it was dark. It was not, oh, I barely see the sun. It was dark, okay? I'm so glad we took a lot of photos in the sun beforehand, because otherwise all of their photos would have been in the dark. So when we got there, there was kind of this lighted area, and I'll make sure to put in photos as I'm speaking so you can visualize it. There's kind of this outside, there are lights and this hallway-esque looking thing, pathway. I don't know. It was really cool and kind of industrial. So we went there because I saw there was some light on this pathway, and I brought my Rotolight out and I just turned it on, and I also used my flash. So I held this and used my flash because I wanted as much light as possible, and I had the time, okay, to take my time, because of course we were on schedule, okay, of course, but I wanted to take my time so I could juggle more things, right? That's really what it came down to. I had time to really focus on what I was doing versus, any other situation when you're kind of rushing to keep up. This was not like that. So I had my film light and I had my flash. And I think some of those photos turned out really, really well because of this light. And obviously experience as a photographer comes into it too. But this light really allowed me to light up my subjects, right? Light up my clients. My camera was able to focus on them, so it gave a sharper experience and it let more light in. So I will say I did not have this light up very much during this time. It could have been higher. I could have turned the brightness up, and I probably should have, but it was my very first time using it and I didn't want to blind them, because this baby is bright, okay? So we did some more couples portraits and a few more bridal party portraits as well. I do again think I should have turned the brightness up during this time, but the fact that for me, shooting in the dark is I have a mini panic attack, to be honest. It's just not something that I really enjoy or I'm good at yet. So this light kind of gave me the confidence I needed, and these pictures turned out better than they probably would have without it, okay? And then the next situation was sparkler exits, right? Like what I've been saying. Most of the wedding exits I've done are sparkler. I've had a spirit tunnel, I've had little streamers, but the majority of them are sparklers and they're at night. So I want to put in some pictures before when it was just my flash. It's not that it's bad, it's just not exactly what I wanted. Okay, it's just not, it just wasn't there. Okay, again, not bad. I love these photos, but it's just, I think when you're a photographer and you look at your photos for too long, you're like, this is not what I wanted. And I don't know, you become a little bit too critical. So then when we took this light to another wedding, when I was shooting with my second photographer, she had the light. And I love the photos. Like that was probably my best sparkler exit photo thing that I've ever done. So I'll insert those photos here. But then there was one where I was just by myself. And again, like it's just brighter. Like I can't explain, it's just brighter. So I think if you have the light, you can hold the light and also have flash to let in more light, or just have this light, because there are some that I did with my flash. Just because the sparklers were so long, I was like, let's go through again. So there's some that I had my flash on and off, and I like them both. I don't know. I think they both turned out really well. So it'll depend on your personal style and what you want to use this for, but I just wanted to come on here and say that I love this light. I feel like it's not as expensive as other ones that I've seen. I know I've mentioned the ones on the stands. There's some Lume Cube ones that are like pretty inexpensive, but it's easy to spend a lot of money on film lights, okay? It's just really easy to spend a lot of money on photography gear in general. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. I will link the Rotolight Amazon link down below. It's not an affiliate link. Like this is just genuinely my review. If you wanna buy it, cool. My honest review, I love it. Highly recommend. I will need to try out the flash part, like using it as a flash. I haven't done that yet, but like I said, I'm not super confident shooting in that like dark situations, so we'll see about that. But that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!